What is happening, YouTube? Welcome to the Nerd Dimension, episode 1 of the podcast. On with the show.
Now I acknowledge that bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
You're fulfilling your destiny.
What have you done?
I won't leave you. Not this time.
You are the chosen one!
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
I
I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your
The
hate.
Force is with you, Skywalker. But you are not Jedi yet.
I like those odds.
My brother Anakin! What? I love you!
The Force is strong.
I'll never join you.
Are you a Jedi?
Then you will die.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Nerd Dimension podcast. I'm your host, Seri. Along with me, my co-host, David. How you doing?
Hi, Paul. Glad to be here on the Nerd Dimension, episode 1.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here. So today we're talking about the first episode, the season premiere of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't know about you, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, very impressed. You know, I had my reservations about the program. Wasn't a big fan of the Winter Soldier and the Falcon, but getting a wee backstory about Sam and his life behind the Falcon, you know, give you a bit of perspective more about him. And throughout the entire program, I thought, wow, absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to the new one.
Adds more depth to the character. I already can't wait to next week. I've watched the episode twice already, and even let's see how it opened. It opened with the end-game line, Captain America speaking over when Sam says to him, "It feels like someone else's." He's like, "It's not," in the old man voice. I thought that was great. Right in the first.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And I think I don't know, but I think they've made a little Easter egg right at the beginning. The first time that you look on the show, we've got Sam here now. We don't really know it's him right away because he has the back to the camera and he's got an iron. We can tell it's a man, but he's a man holding an iron. So I thought Iron Man.
Oh, I see where you're going here.
You know, and then he looked at the shield from Captain America. So I think that was a little Easter egg about Iron Man and then Captain America. So I thought they were, but that's me kind of looking at it in a wide perspective.
Too deep. But then after that, it cuts into the action scene. They're in the desert somewhere with mountains. The action set piece, I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know about you, talking about Iron Man. There was a lot of close-up shots of Falcon's face while he's flying through the mountains and the canyons and stuff, and that was really reminiscent of see Iron Man's HUD heads up, HUD screen.
Are we talking about the battle he had trying to save that soldier on the plane?
The sergeant or the captain or whatever.
Well, did you read the credit at the end of it and find out what that enemy was called? The guy who I think has lived.
You talk about George St. Pierre's character, George Batroc.
Batroc, yeah.
He was in the Winter Soldier at the start. Captain America. He's like, he says something to Captain America. He's like, "Oh, what are you? A man with a shield?" And he puts down the shield, and takes off his helmet, and then Captain America says in his language, "Let's find out." And then Captain America whoops him. That's George St. Pierre. That's former middleweight UFC champion George St. Pierre plays that character. I'm so happy to see him back. But he's in that starting scene with Frank Grillo at the start of the Winter Soldier movie, and I think see this for this episode alone. I think we're getting really a lot of Winter Soldier vibes, like the movie, the same tone and style, a lot of the espionage, a lot I don't trust anybody.
I can't wait to find out what the Marvel have got for us. I mean, we just had WandaVision, right? So we've got Wanda. Vision isn't part of it. We've got Vision White, so he'll be different. He won't be with Wanda anymore. We're going to have maybe Agatha Harkness. You know, she might be back. I think she will be back
I think White Vision's going to be White Vision for a short period, maybe a movie or two, a series or two, and I think somehow...
I think he'll be heartless. I think he'll be a logical, heartless guy.
He'll be like a cold android like he was in the comics. I think he's going to be like that. as White Vision for like maybe a movie or two, a series or two, but then I think eventually somehow he's going to become the original Vision again.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Then we're going to have the Winter
no one's
Soldier,
ever really
Falcon.
did.
The casting is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait for it. You know, I did think, well, who other people are we going to have? Will we have a return of Hawkeye? I doubt it. You know, he went through a lot, losing the family, and then finally getting them back.
There is a Hawkeye TV show, but it's I can't remember the lass's name, but it's a teenage lassie that he trains to become the new Hawkeye, and they're actually working on a show for that.
Oh, really? Ooh,
But
that would be good.
Going back to the canyon scene,
Yeah.
like
Well,
Red Wing,
you know,
how awesome is Red Wing?
You know, with the One Division, they took their time building up into battling and everything and getting into action. With the Winter Soldier and that, I couldn't believe it how they got right into like a full-on battle with the Falcon with the plane and everything. I thought it was
more
fantastic.
like Marvel, like it felt really Marvel right away, whereas like One Division was kind of strange, different, unique, you know what I mean? But I see that canyon scene, like you've got Falcon flying through it, he has like, a certain amount of time, they can't enter Libya airspace, it's intense. That's so awesome. See, there's the bit where he cuts off the door on the plane and kicks in, but before that he's peeking in the window at the cockpit, and see when he cuts that door off, would everybody not get sucked out the plane? That's all I could think about.
Well, I mean, I don't think the plane would have been flying that quick that they'd have a lot of suction in it. Definitely when the plane began going down before it entered into autopilot, I think that's when the force would have kind of pulled them all out the plane. But I don't know why they never got pulled out. But I don't know much about aerospace and dynamics with the
Falcon. Falcon, he lasers the door, cuts it off, flies in, starts fighting the guys. How sick is his wing shields when they go to shoot him and the wings come on and he blocks all the bullets? Absolutely loved it.
What I was most impressed with was the Red Wing drone that he had.
The Red Wing's absolutely awesome, man.
I loved that. I thought that was absolutely really cool. But yeah, really, really good. Then it kind of calmed it down a bit, you know, going into the him repairing that drone. I think that got damaged into it. It did.
But even before all that, like when he's fighting the guys in the back of the plane, like the cargo hold or whatever, like there's one bit where he like uses his booster, just clotheslines a guy right into a box. It was pretty sick. Then they tie the sergeant up or whatever, and then they fly out the plane, and he goes after him. And there's that wee guy on the truck. He's looking up. He's like, "Damn!" Because it's so cool. He says what all us characters were thinking. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But what happened with the plane? Did that just carry on flying into the bliss? You know, did they intervene it? You know, he just left it.
It was on autopilot. Was that going into Libya airspace? Because
they don't care. It's the way into Libya. It'll crash.
He blew up the helicopter. He blew up the helicopter just before that went into Libya airspace. So where's the plane? Poor Louis.
That's
the
Libya's problem now.
Louis the pilot got hit with a couple stray bullets. Then it went to shit to there for him. But
yeah,
see when they're in the helicopter see when they're flying in the wingsuits and they're going through all the canyons, he's flying after them, and they're getting through the canyons so smooth and slick in the wingsuits, but his wings are slashing and sparking all the canyon and that. I thought that was amazing. And then it looks like he's in trouble, and all the rockets are shooting at him. It made me think of Winter Soldier. See when he's first telling Captain America about his wingsuit and that, and like where it is behind so much security walls and whatever, some fortress. He says, his mate died. He got himself shot with a rocket launcher. When all the rockets were coming after him in the canyon and that, it just made me think of him talking about that line in the Winter Soldier movie. I thought it was great. But see when they all in the wingsuits, they think they've lost him. They get in a helicopter and I can't remember what they said, but he's just there. He's like, "What's up?" And he's sitting in the seat. They start fighting again. It was awesome, man. Absolute awesome, opening, epic, awesome action scene. Like there's been a Marvel drought. It feels like it's back. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. We waited a fortnight for it, and they did not disappoint at all.
The thing is, all the YouTube channels I was watching, everybody was saying, "Oh, Falcon, we've got Falcon Winter Soldier a week after WandaVision finishes. It was 2 weeks. Last week I thought it was on. I went to watch it. It wasn't there.
I got up
Oh my
early
God,
on
absolutely
Friday
gutted.
last week to watch it, and I can't tell you how gutted I was that it wasn't on Disney. So, but I'm glad it's here now, and we can enjoy it every week.
That opening action scene, which was obviously a big difference from like the style of WandaVision. That opening action set piece, I thought the cinematography was just incredible. See like the big vast views in the landscape. I thought it was absolutely incredible.
But excuse me.
But we've got. What do you think?
So,
What do you think of this new antagonist, the Flag Smashers? The terrorists?
well, they want to go back to the time with the blip, not many people. So I think they've got the kind of idea of Thanos. They thought everyone got wiped out, they all vanished, and we liked it like that.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more of the rules and stuff. Like think with 50% of the world vanished, like governments and police and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
Well,
How much of that was there? I think the guy said a line about something to do with they preferred it with no borders or something. Do you know what I mean? Where obviously there's
Yeah, but I think they will be in it a lot. I think it might actually revolve around them as the show progresses. I think we've got a lot more to learn about the Flag Smasher. But yeah, that'll be very interesting. I've not heard about. I'm not a Marvel comic reader, so I don't actually know much about them. But I'm quite interested to find out more about them, who the leader is. I mean, when
I've got a theory that the leader is Baron Zemo from Captain America: Civil War. Obviously, we know he's in this show. He's the guy with the purple mask. He was the guy. He was the guy in Civil War that like basically broke in. He had the book. He said all the code words and got the Winter Soldier to do his bidding. He was the one that tore them apart and showed Tony the video of basically the Winter Soldier assassinating Howard Stark.
However, when Thor got beat up by that guy when the robbery happened, that couldn't have been him. I think that's a new guy. We've got a new enemy.
That agent's a new guy. Aye.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know who that enemy is. But there is a woman who was in the Solo movie, kind of freckly woman. She's in the show and she's one of the flag smashers. But Baron Zemo, I don't know if he's the leader of it, but I think he's the main antagonist, or the main bad guy.
Yeah.
He may be the leader of the Flag Smashers. Who knows?
I can kind of understand like why he'll have a lot of rage, given that his family got wiped out because of the whole what was it, the maybe the Ultron. Yeah. I mean, before I thought it was just he wanted revenge on the Avengers. He blamed them for everything, but I think it'll be going deeper now. He's wanting proper domination and become a proper terrorist leader. And yeah, I think you're right. I think he might be the leader of the Flag Smasher. What did he get up to when the blip happened? What did he build on?
Did he vanish? Did he not? We don't know yet. We don't know anything about him since the end of Civil War. So,
yeah. Oh, I can't wait to Friday. I cannot wait to Friday to find out more.
So we meet this new character, this soldier, this agent that's talking to Sam. Well, Sam's fixing, he's repairing Red Wing.
Thor.
What was his name?
Thor's.
Thor's?
Thor.
Thor?
Thor. Torres.
Oh, Thor. Right. Okay. I had no idea what his name was, and I watched the episode twice.
Thor.
So
So
we meet him. Sam's repairing Red Wing. See, he pays for lunch. Notice Sam was like, and he's like, "Oh, I've got it." He's like, "Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it." That foreshadows a scene that happens later because he pays for lunch for him. Do you know what I mean? And I was I didn't expect that. I just assumed the Avengers had mega dough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I thought Tony would have been paying them, multi-billionaire in it. And you'd think they'd have a bit of income, from what they do. But I was a wee bit happy to find out that what their income is, and it's mostly from donations, a goodwill gesture. So clearly not a proper income, even though they're protecting the world from
They've got the best weapons and suits and gear that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They can probably rob any bank in the world, do whatever they want, but they don't. You know, they're the good guys, but they're reliant on donations. Hence why Sam couldn't get a loan. You know, which you know.
After we meet this agent, it moves on. What happens next?
Sam has the meeting, and they go. He has the meeting about Captain America.
Ready for that? See, when he was getting ready for the Smithsonian, like I thought he was getting ready for a funeral. Like, who died? Do you know what I mean?
You know, I thought that too, and I thought it'd been Captain America.
I was like, what's going on? But see him giving that shield away. I get it. He doesn't feel worthy and stuff, but I wasn't happy with it, man. I'm like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Cap gave you that. The Cap gave you that. You're not worthy.
Yeah, well, we'll get onto that at the end, because at the very end, we know what happened there. And if anyone's not watched the program, no spoiler. Don't watch this podcast and don't watch the show.
I meant to give a spoiler warning at the start. I forgot, but
you should have. Sorry, everyone.
Everybody's favorite War Machine, James Rhodey Rhodes. He's there. He makes a cameo. See when Sam's making his speech, he's there. Like, it was a nice speech. You know what I mean? I liked it. But see, like James, you see Rhodey's disappointed. You know what I mean? He's looking and he's thinking.
I think we all were.
I definitely. But you know, that's what it's all about. You know what? Right now, let's make a bet. What episode is he going to take up the mantle? The finale, the episode before the finale. I'm thinking he's going to become Cap, or they might come out of left field. You've heard it here first on the Nerd Dimension podcast. That actually Bucky becomes Cap. That's my theory right here, right now. Bucky becomes Cap, not Sam. They're wanting you to think it's Sam. Bucky becomes the new Cap. He's going through all this stuff. He's going to become the new Cap. It's my theory. What do you think?
Yeah, quite a good theory. Quite a good one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what will be happening in the future, but I do get a feeling that when Sam found out about the shield, what became of it later on, I think episode 2 will be more about that and how he'll want it to get it back. I'm trying not to reveal much.
Oh well, we're discussing the app. You're discussing the app.
Yeah.
I've got some bullet points here just for scene to scene, but whatever you want to talk about, let's talk about it.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, what I quite liked after that, Sam moved on. We found out a wee bit about the family. 2 nephews, I think he had. Yeah.
Aye.
2 nephews and a sister called Sarah. That's her name.
Oh, and they had a boat, and it was called Paul and Darlene.
Yeah. So they're trying to keep their family business afloat. Get it? On a ship.
Aye.
Keep it afloat. But yeah, so we got a wee bit of background about the family, what they go through, and that, which I thought was really good. Quite enjoyed that.
Before that as well, like obviously Don Cheadle's cameo, Rhodey. They're talking in the Smithsonian and walking through. How cool was that setup? Did you notice, like, I watched a few videos that was talking about some of the writing, but did you notice that plaque that said The Vanished? It was all so many names. And then there was also the Hydra symbol, the Avengers symbol, all this. And then there was information about Bucky and extra stuff that wasn't there back in Civil War, or sorry, back in Winter Soldier. And like, I watched a video that was, they like zoomed in and read everything that was on there, but it was really interesting. You should check it out. I wish I wrote some of it down.
I need to have a look into that again. Yeah.
But I watched the new Rockstars video, and they were talking about it, and I was like, they had it zoomed in and reading it all. It was very interesting. It tells you Cap's story, like, so everything that it all said, and like Winter Soldier or Civil War, whatever, like, there's more added to it now. I thought it was cool. See the whole setup, the design, and all the different pictures and stuff, and like Cap's suit and shield. It says World War I, first Avengers suit, and the motorbike that he used when he saved Bucky and all the soldiers from Hydra single-handedly. absolutely love that scene in the first Avenger. See when he's walking back and they're like, somebody comes to Tommy Lee Jones, they're like, oh, sir, you gotta see this. And he runs out and it's just Cap walking. He's just got hundreds and hundreds of US soldiers coming in. And like the past 2 days, Tommy Lee Jones characters writing apology letters saying that their loved one died in combat. I goosebumps every time I see it. I love the first Avenger.
Yeah.
So good, man. So good.
I think I've watched that film about 5 times now. Quite a lot. But
I might watch The Winter Soldier tonight just because I don't know. I might watch that Ep again. I don't know.
We're watching it again.
But I wasn't pleased at all with Falcon giving away his cap shield like that. But
Clearly a mistake, but I think he'll learn from it.
But after that, probably my favourite scene in the whole episode. You know what it is?
Bucky boy.
Winter Soldier flashback scene.
Big Bucky.
It comes in the lobby. I don't know if you noticed, there's a stained glass window. It's kind of focused on the lobby wide, but you can see it. You see the Winter Soldiers. I only noticed it the second time I watched it. You see a shadow walking along the roof, going past the window. Like, you should go rewind it back and check it out, but instead, creepy and ominous. And then he just comes in. He stabs that guy in the neck. He shoots a guy.
Oh,
he does
yeah.
the roll over the banister, lands on a guy, and then he turns and throws a knife. He's got the Mac 10.
Well, when all that happened, when all that happened, I thought, Hydra has gotten back into his head. I instantly thought that, like, he is under control, and especially in the kill.
It's got the. I don't know if you noticed. It's got the Winter Soldier's theme tune that's in the movie, and he's got the long hair, the silver orb, and the red star. So, and he's got the mask. So instantly, you know that's Hydra. Hydra, fucking Winter Soldier assassin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and at the end of that, when he goes up to the clearly unarmed young guy and then shoots him, you know, you thought, oh my god, pure evil. But then he'll wake up, and it was all a dream.
Oh,
it was a nightmare, but from his past.
Easter egg, which was like a throwback for me. He wakes up, he has this nightmare. Where's he sleeping? On the wooden floor in front of his TV. Calling back to the Winter Soldier movie. Sam says to Cap, he's like, it's your bed, isn't it? He's like, over there, it was like sleeping on rocks. But now he feels like you're on a marshmallow. Then Cap says, I feel like you're going to sink right through the floor. That was like a callback for me for that. Seeing Bucky sleeping on the floor in the living room. He's just got a blanket and a pillow on the wooden floor. I love stuff like that. Marvel's the best for those kind of things. We callbacks and throwbacks. Endgame had many of them. So many of them. It was absolutely brilliant. But after that, we see Bucky in therapy. Did you notice? See the thing behind? See the mural behind him? I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm connecting dots. It was like snow melting off a bamboo stick, like winter going into spring, and I'm like, he was the Winter Soldier, and he's trying to be better. He's going through these programs, these 12-step program kind of thing, going to therapy, and it was like that mural was just like foreshadowing or like just relating to him not being the Winter Soldier anymore. Maybe becoming the Spring Soldier. I don't know.
Well,
the Spring Chicken Soldier.
We did learn that he got pardoned, which I thought was pretty good, considering that how much damage he had done before with Civil War as well. Well, actually, it wasn't really him. It was more the other guy, but he got framed, didn't he?
Well, he got framed in Civil War, but he still, even in the Winter Soldier, like in that alone, so many people died. I'm gonna watch that tonight. Absolutely love the Winter Soldier.
But do you remember what the rules were part of his condition for being pardoned?
So rule number 2, I remember, don't hurt.
Rule number 1.
Hold on. Rule number 2 is nobody gets hurt.
Right.
Well, that's a big one. Well, then why is it not rule number 1? Ah!
Do you not remember rule number 1?
I can't remember what rule number 1 is.
Nothing illegal.
Nothing illegal. Right.
And then
Of
rule number
course.
3. Rule number 3 was try to make amends with everyone.
Uh,
Tell them you're not the Winter Soldier and make amends.
I really like how he is going to see when he's in the therapy and he's telling her about yesterday I crossed the name off the list. He's like, oh, he's not talking. She's like, oh, you don't. He's like, don't do that. She starts writing. She's all like, don't do that. Don't. Oh, why are you writing? She's like, you don't talk. All right. And he's like, I crossed the name off my list yesterday. And then he's telling her, he's like, no, an old Hydra worker, an old worker that I put into power. Somebody I shouldn't have put into power, basically. And he's saying, nobody, he's like, I didn't hurt anybody. He's controlling the car, puts him in the parking space, and then he says something else. He's like, wait. He's like that. He's like, all I did was give them a name, help them out, and then I said my piece there. He's like, but while he's saying that, he's remote controlling the car, putting it in the space. He's like, nobody got hurt. The window goes down. He cracks the guy up.
I was going to say, smashed the guy in the head.
So everything he's
knocked him out.
Everything he's saying in the thingy, everything he's saying to the woman in the therapy, it's contradicting, showing us, the audience. I absolutely love that. That is great storytelling and great right there.
Probably in Bucky's head, right? He'd get hurt, meaning I didn't kill him, but I knocked him out, but I never killed him. So he didn't really get hurt. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. With the way he controlled it. I mean, I'd love to do that to a car. I would love that technology to be able to do that. I'd wind up a lot of people.
Well,
just they go to start their car.
The other day when I was on the phone,
I'd just stop it before she could move off.
The other day when I was on the phone, your road rage, just flat, take control, up a hill. That guy that blocked the road, and you were screaming down the. Oh, brilliant! But as well, so we see Bucky.
But then
we see Bucky does have a friend. I think
well,
it was Yuri or Yori. But before
Yuri.
that,
but
before that, she
before
takes
that,
his phone. His phone.
So like she talks about how he's been lonely. He's not got many people to contact. I think he had like 8 contacts. So, he's been ignoring Sam. So Sam has been trying to get in contact with him.
10 contacts in your phone, and I'm the only person you've called this week.
And I think that we might be looking at the Winter Soldier like kind of not being lonely anymore, trying to open up and get past the demons that he's got in the past. I mean, from the trailers, when Sam jumps at a plane, or Winter Soldier remains in the plane,
they don't look like
it doesn't
at all.
No, so
like
I think he's trying to hold back from being violent. I think, which I'm assuming is going to change. But
he's got that vibranium arm as well. Oh,
yeah, and he said that he would like peace, right? But when she said bullshit or whatever it was for that, I don't think he meant peace within the war. I thought he meant inside him. He's battling a lot of demons, and he's wanting to kind of become at peace with it.
It's funny you should say that, because I had a thought earlier when I was watching it for the second time. Like, do you remember in Civil War, after Ban Zemo reveals the video, the camera footage of a Winter Soldier assassinating Howard Stark and Tony's mum, and Tony's got him in a headlock, and he's like, do you even remember them? And he's like, I remember every one of them, or I remember all of them. That connects so much to this series. And I honestly like Falcon. I think he's pretty cool. I think he's funny and whatever. He's a likable guy. However, I think the Winter Soldier's such a much more compelling character, and I'm so much more interested to see where he goes.
Oh, but yeah, definitely.
I like to see they're 2 different personalities. But you need to remember, in the Winter Soldier, the Winter Soldier absolutely whooped Sam's ass. You know what I mean? Like, so many times in that movie. What? And in Civil War, their whole back and forth, like when Spider-Man gets them and he's like, I hate you and that, do you know what I mean? Like, these guys do not like each other, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And like, it's evident, and then they're gonna have to team up. The only reason they know each other is through Steve. They're like, that guy. It's like, oh, you've got a friend, but then you need to be, but you don't like your friend's friend, do you know what I mean? It's that whole dynamic. I love it. Absolutely love it.
So we're introduced to Yori, a wee old man, I think a wee friend, you know.
He's arguing with his neighbours.
Friendship.
He's arguing with his neighbours trying to put his trash in his trash can.
Yeah. Takes him out to lunch.
But, however, then we find out. Well, I don't know about you, but I caught on to it. Well, you were saying earlier that you never caught onto this. I caught on to it instantly when the guy went sad, and he mentioned his son, and you saw Bucky's face. And instantly, the flashback scene. The flashback scene is foreshadowing this. That's his son that he killed, and he was just an innocent guy. But then he explains his son was working abroad for some company, and the police said he was killed. But that's all the information that they gave him. But he knows there's more to it or whatever. I thought when I first watched it the first time on the Friday, I thought that basically he had no idea what happened to his son. He just disappeared. It wasn't until I watched it today, I was taking some notes and stuff, getting ready for the podcast, that I realized, I'm like, oh, he knows that he was killed. And then Bucky's face, I'm like, well, obviously Bucky killed him. It's Marvel just do it right. They just do it right.
When we find out at the end that he's trying to make an amend with Yori, we know that their friendship isn't a true friendship. I think he's friends with the old man due to guilt. I think he's going to make amends, then he felt bad for him. And then...
It's definitely to do with guilt, and he's tried to make amends, and he's too scared, and he's spent time.
He can't do it to him.
Yeah, when Yori gets him a date, that hot thing.
Yeah, what was her name again? Leah.
Right.
Leah. So yeah, he got him a date, got Bucky a date with Leah, but that was quite quickly interrupted when she began talking about Yori's wee boy. Well, young son.
Buzzkill.
Yeah, kind of. So he kind of ditched her, I think, in the middle of Battleship. So
So he shows up with flowers, very old school, very 30s and 40s maybe, the time he's from, and she's like, oh, that's very old school flowers. So they're playing the drinking game, playing Battleships or whatever, and she starts talking about that, and he's all like, what? And then he's like, excuse me, and he leaves. But he is suffering with a lot of PTSD, just like in Civil War.
Yeah.
He remembers all of them. You know what I mean? Like, he's suffering with that. He probably has nightmares every night.
See, from World War II, he has been in battling non-stop. You know, he got frozen during it, and then he got brought back. He got put into Hydra. He got all the programming in his head, and he's been non-stop killing.
He would get frozen and unfrozen, sent on a mission, then frozen again.
Yep. So he's been non-stop killing from World War II. The only time that he got a bit of a break was when he was in Wakanda, chilling out, you know, and he had no arm.
He was the White Wolf. What's happened with that? He was the White Wolf for like a split second. Then we never heard of that again.
Yeah, exactly. So
you rewatched the entire Infinity Saga all over again recently, so you would have saw that. Am I imagining this? He got called the White Wolf. Was it the end of Black Panther or?
Well, it might have been, or yeah. That might just be a Wakanda name for him, you know. But you know, from what
become the White Wolf, maybe
that would be interesting.
A wee vibranium White Wolf. Nah, that's more like White Tiger for Spider-Man. Forget it.
I think we're gonna Power Rangers now, I'm afraid.
Aye, we're going in the wrong direction completely. But we're going into
the nerd dimension. The nerd dimension. we'll talk about Power Rangers another time.
The nerd dimension.
But no, so the amount that
we didn't even mention Bucky uses Tinder. Bucky uses Tinder. He's on Tinder. He's on that grinder. He's talking about pictures of tigers. Is he on Grinder with bloody Tiger King? Hell, man.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm quite surprised that he said that he was using that. Like, do you know what technology is like that? Do you know internet? Bucky, I mean, you're a 14-year-old man.
He had a flip phone in the therapist office. A flip phone with 10 contacts on it. It's like the phone Cap gave Tony. Old school flip phone, early 2000s.
But going back to it, yeah, you can definitely tell that he's struggling with PTSD.
You sounds like you're like playing with something. I can hear it.
I'm rubbing a dog's ear.
Stop doing that. It sounds like sellotape.
Oh, really?
I was like, what's that? I actually thought you were doing that with a lighter. I thought you were doing that with a lighter. That's what it kind of sounds like, sellotape, or that like when you find a lighter but don't click it.
No, but yeah. So I mean, brilliant build up for Sam. Oh wait, maybe there we go. That better. So, brilliant build up for Sam.
It was entertaining.
Yeah. And a lovely backstory about Bucky, you know, what he's going through. How they're going to join them both together, I don't know. I'm quite looking forward to that one.
They're definitely both getting recruited for a mission to stop the Flag Smashers in some way, or some sort of Flag Smasher mission. They're both going to get recruited, and then they're both going to be on the plane and be like, oh, fuck this guy. They have that face-off, that stare-off in the trailer. Man, I love Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie. The two of them are brilliant. See, when they announced this show, I couldn't believe it. It's going to be like a buddy cop style. I cannot wait for this. I can't. And you know what?
I can't wait for it.
The thing about WandaVision, the first 2 episodes, I could not stand. Third episode, near the end of the third episode, okay, I'm intrigued. However, this is just right away. I'm absorbed and sucked in. I want to know more. And each episode's a longer runtime than we got with WandaVision. I feel like each episode for this show is going to feel like a little mini movie. I had a feel that this felt like a little mini movie. You know what I mean? This episode.
I was intrigued with WandaVision the minute that guy came out of the sewer.
Which they never ever went back to. What was that? I still don't know what that was. The guy with the beehive guy.
Yeah, well, no, they did bring that up because he was trying to get through the barrier, through the sewers and that, and then actually I don't know what she done to him. He didn't appear again. Did she send him flying out, or did she kill him, wipe him out?
I don't know. I never heard from him again. Never heard about it again.
Because she went no, and then kind of reverted back, like a couple hours previously. So what happened to the guy? Did he just vanish into thin air? But yeah, I wonder. You know what? I'm actually really looking forward to. I'm actually looking forward to the Doctor Strange movie coming out. I want to know how they're all going to be brought into it.
Fuck it, we're talking about WandaVision as well. The finale of WandaVision, the end post-credit scenes. After seeing her, like the first time you seen it, you saw the mid-credit scene, but you never wait until the post-credit scene. When I was talking about it, I'm like, I think Wanda's going to be maybe, possibly, an antagonist or a villain in Multiverse of Madness. She'll be involved in it in some way, but I think she's going to be on the bad side. Because she had Agatha Harkness's book, and she was doing that like out of body, like studying like Doctor Strange, and it was all weird. Yet her present body was walking about making coffee.
I don't think she'll be the antagonist, but I do believe
she won't be the main antagonist, but
she'll be the cause of it.
She might be on the side of the antagonist.
She's looking into a book that she doesn't know much about. A lot of power there. I believe that it's a portal leading to what was that demon called?
Mephisto or Dormammu or Mephisto?
Wasn't Mephisto?
Dormammu,
I think it was.
Dormammu's the guy that was in Doctor Strange.
I don't think we'll have Dormammu again. I don't think they'll bring him back.
I think he might come back eventually. He might come back in Doctor Strange 3. That's what I predict anyway.
Well, Doctor Strange wouldn't be able to put him in a time loop again. He doesn't have that time stone anymore.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I don't think she will be an antagonist. I think she's trying to do good. People keep looking at her as if she's a witch. She's a bad person, you know. I mean, considering that she did put them all under her spell and control them for God knows how long. But she didn't know she'd done that.
She's hiding in some sort of mountain. You know what I mean? Like out in the wilderness. That's for certain from what we saw. So who knows what's going on there? But move back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We apologise. after whatever.
I don't. I love it all.
Me
I'm
too.
talking about it all. I apologise for
I will
nothing.
as well. But we never spoke about Winter Soldier. He goes to Yuri's apartment after the date. After she spoke about it, and he feels uncomfortable and leaves. I think that
Yep.
he was almost building up the nerve to go make amends and
Yep.
tell
Yep.
him. But he became friends. He likes this guy, and you know what I mean. He feels bad. He feels terrible guilt and PTSD. He has nightmares about it all the time. And he's obviously been growing closer and closer to Yuri. Then he goes to Yuri's door and he goes to tell him. Then he sees that he's got a shrine. And he's honoring his son. He's got like the scent thing, you know, the smoke. He's got that going. He's got the wee shrine for him.
Burning a candle for him.
So he basically just comes up with the excuse of, I thought I owed you for lunch, gives him money. It's like, this is going to be, I think this is going to be a continuous storyline with his PTSD and him overcoming and becoming a hero. Because right now he's not a hero, even though he did fight in Wakanda and everything else. You know what I mean? He's not one of the heroes yet. And he's got a crucible to go through. But
yeah,
he's one of the most
Yuri.
interesting, compelling characters in the whole MCU, I think.
I think at the end, at the very end, at the finale, I think he'll tell Yuri. I think it won't be for a while that he'll muster up the courage to tell Yuri. I think it'll be quite near the end. But yeah, I think that will happen eventually. But how did you find the ending of that when Sam was watching TV?
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We need to talk about it now.
Where are we at?
Who the hell was that?
What have we not talked about? Well, the Flag Smashers. We never spoke about the heist.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
the
When
heist?
Thor's
They
got
throw
beat the
two
crap out of.
massive bags. I'm assuming it's filled with money. Loads
Money.
Sweet moolah. Sweet cash. But yeah, I love this soundboard. I got a new soundboard, guys. It's awesome. But I'm assuming it's filled with cash. But it was very interesting how they filmed it and how they edited it. And it's like everybody's wearing masks. There's a lot of chaos going on. He's carrying the two bags. These guys are strong. These are enhanced. These are metahumans. Then two guys run. One bag goes to one bag goes to the other. And there's a lot of confusion, a lot of police trying to arrest. Police are getting their ass whipped left and right. Then that agent we saw talking to Sam, Thor,
Yep.
you see him live streaming everything. He was live streaming earlier when he had lunch with Sam. He's like, "Oh, Sam, talk to Arabic." When that guy's like, "Oh, Avengers, thank you." So this guy's live streaming everything. I don't know who to. Probably is like Sergeant Dude live streams whatever. But
Well, didn't you mention that he might be the baddie from Captain America, the one that had the mask on?
no, that's Baron Zemo. He never had the mask in Civil War. He's the guy that tended to be the doctor, and he interrogated that Hydra dude.
The purple face guy with the no nose. No,
you're confusing Red Skull with Baron Zemo.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. I thought we were talking
Baron
about Red
Zemo's
Skull.
got a
Yeah.
nose. Baron Zemo was just a human guy in Civil War, remember? And he had the book. He interrogated the
I think
Hydra
he'll
guy.
be the head leader, but I don't. I want to know who the guy is with the power, the metahuman. I'm really intrigued to find out who this is.
So he goes to arrest him after that guy whoops the cop's ass, and then he isn't supposed to be there, and he gets ass whooped. The guy stamps on his head. He's got a broken orbital bone. Oh man, that was tough to watch. That big. That's like my work boots. He's just like that stomp on his head, and then he's video calling Sam, and he's all bruised up. But what's the deal with that? And as well,
Why do they need the money? Are they buying something big for a big project? Some evil mastermind project?
They're growing.
Are they growing? You know, what are they doing?
Oh, we never spoke
What's
about
their
it as well.
agenda?
We never spoke about it as well. Sam goes to the bank with his sister.
Oh yeah.
So their family business is falling apart. We're learning more about Sam's backstory, his family, seeing his sister, his nephews. When he blipped out, his nephews were babies. Boom, he's back. He did say they were little men, but like 9 and 7. You know what I mean? 10 and 7 or something. Do you know what I mean?
The bank manager they were talking to really fried me out. I mean,
It
trying to
wasn't
get
even a
selfies and
manager.
everything.
This was just some sleazy bank guy, and he's like, I know you from somewhere. He wants to take selfies, but realistically, come, come on, man.
Aye, yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a shame that they couldn't get the money for it, but I know that they'll make it work. They'll find a way to keep everything going.
See,
But,
earlier, before, I never noticed till the second time I watched it again that Sam was like, oh, where's his wallet? And the guy's like, oh, I'll get it. He's like, thanks, man. That was foreshadowing that bank scene. The guy even asks him what all us audience were thinking all along. Well, not me. I just thought the Avengers were in all sorts of moolah for the government, from their country, from their fellow man, for Tony Stark. However, they're not. They a lot of it's good.
No.
Even though they've got the best weapons and the best suits and the best complexes in the world, I'd assume. You know what I mean? But who knows? But they can't get the bank loan. Their family business is falling apart. His sister wants to sell the Paul and Darlene the boat. I don't want to sell it. My name's on that boat.
However, Sam, when Civil War happened, right? Didn't he go with Captain America and go against the government because they didn't want controlled?
Aye, they never signed.
All right. So what of the people that did go with the government, aka Tony Stark? Who are the other people that he had? Spider-Man was part of the government.
War Machine.
Wanda. Ant-Man? No, Ant-Man was part of Captain America, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what of the people that went with the government got paid? And because Sam went with Captain America, that's why he never got any moolah.
Who knows? But
maybe that's why he never got any money.
Again, this is what, nearly 6 years later.
Yep. Well, I mean, you've probably got a good wage for looking after the world on a government contract. So maybe that decision in Civil War affected him for having any money in the future.
As well as being blipped out, the guy does mention, like, he's like, oh, you've got no income. He's like, how can you make income if you haven't existed? You know what I mean? Because they were blipped out. But it's very interesting. Wanda takes place, like, what, a week after Endgame. So that was that was November, and this takes part 6 months after Endgame, and this is April now in this show. It's very interesting. The world's still falling apart. Things haven't been fixed since the blip and the return of everybody. Tony Stark's dead. Cap's gone. Nobody knows what happened to him. That tour guy was.
Falcon knows. Falcon and Bucky know.
Falcon and Bucky know, but Thor was asking trying answers out of Bucky, asking, like, is he on the moon watching down on us on a secret base or whatever? But he's not. But we know, the audience know, and Sam knows, but they're just supposed to tell us, the audience, that the world doesn't know what happened to Captain America. But they go into that bank, he wants selfies and stuff. There's no way he's going to give them a loan, and they're out in their luck. But
well, yeah, I mean, he said to them, you've not got any work history for the last 5 years. Well, yeah, they weren't there. No one was there. Half the whole population were gone.
They disappeared. But in my least favorite part of the episode, the ending, it was compelling, but the ending, oh, Sam, you got to turn on the news. They turn the news on. What do we see? So Sam gives the Smithsonian.
New Captain America.
They gave him the Smith. They gave the Smithsonian. I can't even say it. They gave him the shield, and then what the government do? They make a new Captain America. They announce it on the news, and the way it comes out, that suit, the look of his jib, that face and that helmet, just doesn't feel right. So us as the audience, he does a cheeky wink as well. Oh, it infuriated me.
Yeah. Well,
oh,
yeah,
man,
I was pretty annoyed with that one.
So he gives a wee wink in that, and something's not right. See what Sam's feeling and his reaction watching that, because he's like, well, I never felt good enough. Cap gave me the shield. I was supposed to take up the mantle. Who the hell is this guy? I don't even know him. Never held him. He's going to be the
I
new
don't know
Cap.
who he is.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. God, I wrote his name down, but John. His name's John Walker, U.S. Agent. He was called U.S. Agent in the comics, but
Oh, really?
he has been a character in the comics, John Walker. But what is your theory? Do you think has he got super soldier serum? Has he got enhanced power?
No. He
Is
didn't look
he just a
like
soldier?
built. I thought he looked a wee bit scrawny, you know, and that's he didn't suit it at all when he ran out.
He certainly didn't feel it like Chris Evans. And
No,
really,
definitely
see
not.
it feels off. It doesn't feel right. And get that shield out of his hand.
Well, that'll be our episode 2. I think the whole situation with that, he'll be wanting it back, no doubt. Yeah, but at the end, I was like, oh my god! But you know, Marvel do that. But when they make an episode, they make you have some form of reaction, making you want to watch the next episode, which is what we are going to do when it launches, and I cannot wait to find out more.
So one thing I found interesting in this episode is that Sam and Bucky don't meet once in this ep.
No, they did
First
not.
season,
No.
the first episode of the season premiere of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Bucky and Sam, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
You know what?
I
dug the ep. It was like a movie. I was totally absorbed with it, and I wanted it to keep going.
Yep. Total build up.
When it
Total
finished,
build up.
See when it finished, I was like, what? That was 50 minutes.
Did you watch the credits to see if there was anything at the end?
Oh, I did. You know what?
I did too.
I absolutely loved the artwork in the credits, and I was reading some of the things they said, and I watched a few videos on YouTube that was like, there was things said in that referred to comic book characters that have been casted in the show and going a lot more in depth and more in detail and things I don't know about. That's where I learned it from, but very interesting, and I'm so happy that the Marvel drive's over, because for so long in all of last year, the cursed 2020, even though I lost 50 pounds of weight, it was a good year for me, but the cursed damn COVID 2020 and it being a bad year and things getting cancelled and pushed forward, and we still haven't seen Black Widow. I'm absolutely dying to see Black Widow. I want to see that movie so bad. Put it on Disney.
Well, you know what I was actually thinking about, what we haven't been able to watch yet, and sorry, Marvel fans, but the new Batman movie.
Well, that's
with Robert Pattinson.
That's coming out next year. Being filmed.
Yeah, it should have been out this year. It should have been out by now. You know, how long ago were they filming in Glasgow at the cemetery? My God, that has taken a long time.
Was it not like February last year they were filming there? January, February last year?
No, it was before then. It was about 2 years ago, was it not?
Nah, because the production got halted when all the COVID stuff started kicking
Yeah,
off.
when the COVID stuff happened last year, kind of March, February, March. So it would have been the year before that they were in Glasgow filming.
No, it would have been like a month or two before that. Like January.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Do you look that up?
It feels longer. I want to watch it now, but
I don't think it was as long as. I don't think it was as long as you think. I can't even get that out. I can't even get that out.
But what we do have to look forward to is the Doctor Strange movie, and one movie that I'm looking forward to more than anything is going to be the new Thor movie, the Love and Thunder.
Oh, I can't wait! I'll absolutely love Taika Waititi.
And
have you seen what's her name? Padme Amidala, Natalie Portman. She's Jack.
Yes. Yeah. Oh wow, she looks phenomenal.
With 2 C's.
Well, remember at the end of Endgame, Thor actually went away with the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm assuming they're going to be in it too.
I mean, I don't know if Guardians 3 comes out before Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm not sure.
I forgot about Guardians 3.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that now either. I want them both.
There was a Marvel drought for so long, and I'm so happy that we've got Disney Plus. Star Wars is my most favorite thing in the world. Marvel's a close second. Pokemon kind of tied with Marvel, and I'm just so happy we're getting good stuff again. When it came out, I was a bit hesitant. I really enjoyed it, but the first 3 eps I struggled with, but the rest of it I loved. I'm so happy we've got Falcon and Soldier now.
I think we've lost a lot, a wee while of not getting anything, but I think Marvel will make it up to us.
I've lost you on video. Oh, he's back.
Marvel will make it up to us, so they will. They'll make it good. I know they'll make it very good. And hopefully the cinemas and everything will be opened so we can watch it properly.
Well, I've got some notes here. I thought the action was awesome. I thought it was a great setup for the show. I'm compelled by the Winter Soldier's character. I want to see more of him. I want to see where he goes from here. How is he going to adapt to the new modern life? He's pardoned. He's living in the USA. He's living. He's a US citizen. He's living back in Brooklyn, where he's from. He's back in Brooklyn, like where him and Steve Rogers started. And as well, you know, I seen that meme today. It was Howard Stark on stage at the Stark Expo in the first Avenger, and he's got the hover car. And it's like Bucky and Steve are right there in the audience watching him, and it's like, oh, right then and there, they didn't know that he was going to help him become Captain America, and his best friend right next to him, James Buchanan, Bucky Barnes, is going to be the one that assassinates him. Like how many 40, 50, whatever many years later, I don't know how many years later from then, but I thought that was interesting.
He'll definitely be a great character to watch, I think. I mean, I'm looking forward to them all. I'm fascinated with Wanda. I absolutely love Wanda. Now, curious about White Vision, Bucky, and then I want to know how Falcon will develop as well. Will he become more like Captain America? Will he use the with the shield with his flying abilities? I don't know, but we'll find out hopefully soon what is going on. But I'm very, very excited about it.
I'm excited as well. Like I want to rate. You know what? We should do it every week. We're going to do this podcast once a week, every week, with every episode that comes out, and going on forward with any new Marvel movies or Marvel shows. We'll do an episode covering the episode, the series, the movie, whatever. But because it's Falcon and Winter Soldier, I had the idea we should rate the episodes every week. So instead of stars, we're going to rate them out of 5 cap shields. Captain America
shields, yeah. I like that idea, yeah.
So I think I'm gonna give this episode 4 cap shields. I loved it. I thought it was like a mini movie. It was a great entry.
4 out of 5.
Basically, 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Oh, what could I give it? I'm gonna have to go for 4.5.
Oh, 4.5 cap shields.
4.5. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. I loved the beginning of it. It was straight into the action, how I really like it. They didn't do a slow build up with WandaVision. They just went for it, gave us the action, then gave us the backstory, built it up. They gave us a wee bit of life about Falcon, Sam, his life, his sister. We didn't know about that before. His nephews, what they're trying to do in modern life. Then we're learning about, but phenomenal. I have 4.5 for me. 4.5.
I definitely. You know what? Fuck it. I agree. 4.5 cap shields, everybody. Let's go.
But yeah, cannot wait. Loved it. You know what? I'm probably going to watch it again tonight.
No, I think I'm going to go put the Winter Soldier on and watch that right now. Like,
you know,
I might. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm so happy Marvel's back.
Because of the lockdown, I've actually watched the full timeline now. I've done it. I completed it.
You done it recently. You rewatched it all through in about 3 days.
So I might do that again. It was great. No regret. I've got to be no work tomorrow. I quite like the idea of watching a few Marvels, mostly on Captain America.
I just wish we started this podcast on first ep of WandaVision or first ep of Mandalorian. But you know what? The Nerd Dimension's here now. The channel's not going anywhere. I'm your host, Seri. This is David. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Good night.
We would be honored if you would join us.